Yeah, hi Mitch. What I've got for you now is a backhand re-entry, and you've done a really good job about with this. This was after our conversation on the beach and talking about what I needed, so it was a great response to my critique. So what we need to do is just run through a few important points here, and the first is we need a deep bottom turn, which you're basically producing right at the moment on that screen, followed by eyeballing the lip and hitting it high and tight. Essential there is the board's at 12 o'clock with the front foot above the lip line, which you managed to do really well. And then you've got to rotate through your turn. This is probably where you let yourself down just a little bit. What happens is your back arm tends to fall down a little bit, which causes your body weight to move forward over your outside rail, which then causes you to have just a little bit of a wobble and lack of balance. You'd correct it in the end, which is great. So let's have a look. Last thing is to square up to the beach and compress on your landing, which you have a little bit of trouble doing. You square up, but that compression is caused, the lack of compression is due to the fact that you have that overbalance. So I'll go back to the start and I'll just run through it at normal speed and have a look at it. So it was a really great attempt. I thought it was pretty good, especially after what was happening earlier on in the session. So I'll just take you back and the model back to the beginning, and we'll go through it slow-mo and have a look at what's going down. So the first thing is this deep bottom turn, and I'll just go through slow-mo and just as soon as I get it going. Okay, so we're coming off the bottom here. A nice twist through the trunk, boards on rail. You can see both yourself and our model are doing exactly the same thing, which is fantastic. We go through a little bit more. The next thing we want to think about is this position here. So we're looking at making sure that we eyeball the lip from the bottom, which we do, and then making sure that you can get your front foot and above the lip line, which causes the board to be about 12 o'clock or very close. If I look at this and I look at the angle of our model, which is through here with his board, and look at the angle that you've got your board, I couldn't ask you to improve on that too much. That's fantastic. You can see your front foot is, it's a bit hard to see in this, but both you and the model have their front foot, around about here somewhere, so that's above the lip line. That's fantastic. So let's get rid of all of that. And what we need to do now is look at the next thing, and if anything, that's what's going to let you down, and that is rotating through your turn. So we'll move through slowly again. And as I pause on that point, what happens is your front arm is getting dragged down there. If you look at our model, his front arm is still up around here. It's only a slight difference. So if I was sort of imagining that the arm of the model is up here somewhere, and yours is down there. What that does is it causes you to get a little bit of caught up, and you can see then what you've done is you've had to move your front foot further up the board than what you would have liked, and so your front foot is a fair way up the board, not far back from the nose. It's pretty hard to see where it is from our model, but you can see their legs are a lot closer together. And also what it does, you've put a lot of weight on that inside rail to try and actually turn the board. So your front foot has sort of gone from the middle of the board to the rail side, and what it's causing you is just that little bit of a hook up there, which is slowing you down. Other than that, the whole thing is really good, and I commend you on that. So if we move through a couple more frames and look at this, so the idea now is to get low. If I look at my model, really his body is his body's pretty straight there. Even though, well, it's crouched over, but I mean, in yours, what's happening is your head is down here, so you're looking down here, so you're trying to compress, but what's happened is because of that lack of arm movement, or the fact that you dragged your arm down in the water, you've actually allowed your trunk of your body to lean over and your head's actually looking down there, and then you have to make this huge recovery to try and get out of it and land it, which you do, and that's why you've moved your front foot up. So move a little bit further down, and we finish, and now you're sort of compressing, but it's a little bit hard because of the fact that you're actually had that little overbalance. So other than that, mate, fantastic. It's only a small correction, which I'm sure you can work on, and the interesting thing is whether it happens all the time with you and in your surfing. So I just play it through normal speed. Nice turn. I think you've done a really good job with your backhand Rio. Hopefully this will just help you a little bit thinking about if you overbalance. So you've got to try and leave that front arm up a little bit, not drag it into the water and then therefore cause your body to lean over and your head trying to touch the water and makes it twice as hard to land. But a really good attempt, and that's exactly what I see. Board above the lip line. Well done. Hope this helps.